I'm always delighted to be with Saul News. This has been such a leader in the conservative movement and the Republican Party.
Welcome to the Saul's Newsstand News Rewind for September 22nd, 2023. The Washington Examiner reports, Democrats see media bias against Biden ahead of impeachment inquiry in election. From memorandums to snippy emails, Democrats are becoming increasingly assertive with the news media to defend President Joe Biden before next year's election. But Democrats dismiss comparisons between them and Republicans, namely former President Donald Trump, whom they condemned for criticizing reporters in the media. The White House's more assertive communication strategy is best underscored by the Office of General Counsel as House Republicans prepare for the first impeachment inquiry hearing into Biden and his family's business dealings next week. The White House counsel's office last week disseminated a memo awkwardly titled, "It's time for the media to do more to scrutinize House Republicans' demonstrably false claims that they're basing impeachment stunt on." The strategy coincides with escalating Democratic anxiety about Biden's prospects next year as former President Trump dominates the 2024 Republican primary, although Trump has less than a percentage point's edge on Biden in hypothetical head-to-head polling. The Hill reports, Schumer stirs hornet's nest with dress code change. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is facing backlash from Democratic and Republican colleagues on his decision to loosen the Senate's dress code to accommodate Senator John Fetterman, and senators may wind up debating the issue on the Senate floor. Even Schumer's deputy, Senate Democratic Whip Dick Durbin, balked at the decision, telling a radio show he is, quote, concerned, and the Senate should, quote, have standards. The Washington Post, Congress's hometown newspaper, criticized the reform in an editorial. The op-ed read in part, quote, "The Senate could have started with a more measured change, or at least had a bit more debate before embarking on this radical shift." The paper described the Senate floor as the Capitol's, quote, most sacred space, and the, quote, setting for America's most consequential debates on war and peace, freedom and slavery. And finally, Just the News reports, Vice President Harris to lead new Office of Gun Violence Prevention. Vice President Kamala Harris will lead a new federal office on gun violence prevention, according to the White House. Harris said in advance of the official announcement that the new office will, quote, play a critical role in implementing President Biden's and my efforts to reduce violence to the fullest extent under the law, while also engaging and encouraging congressional leaders, state and local leaders, and advocates to come together to build upon the progress that we have made to save lives. The director of the new office will be longtime Biden aide Stephanie Feldman. Gun safety activists have called for the creation of such an office since the beginning of President Biden and Harris's term. And that concludes your Saul's Newsstand News Rewind for September 22nd, 2023. For more political news faster, visit saulsnews.com.